All right, so we're going to be doing a test here, which I think is going to be fairly interesting. Now, I have 2 rounds of 45 Colt. I loaded these rounds. They're 300 grain gas check bullets with 6 grains of Winchester 231 ball powder, right? Both the exact same charge in them. The question is, with the 45 Colt being such a large case and the smokeless powder has so much room to move around in it, I want to know whether or not if you concentrate the powder to the bottom next to the primer is going to result in more velocity or not versus just loose powder. So what I have here is I have one that has a felt lubricated wad in it, and I push that powder down to the base so it can't move around. The other one's just loose. I got a chronograph right here. We're going to shoot both of them and see if there's any measurable, noticeable difference. Now, I only have one of each, so if it's within the margin of error and they're close to each other, it just is what it is. We're not doing an average. We're just doing a, if we can notice it, then it's probably a difference. So let me get started. I'm going to use the old trusty Colt. So first, I'm going to load up the non-wad loose powder. Then we're going to load up the wad, and I'm going to see what happens. All right, here we go. Shot number 1. 746. All right, let's try the next shot. All right, now this is going to be with the felt wad in it. See if there's any measurable difference. Oh, there was 614. Let me just make sure I got those two correct. I have them labeled here on the, yeah, first one was loose. Next one was with the wad. So it turns out putting a wad down to compress the powder towards the back where the primer is drastically lowered performance. I was not expecting that. Maybe the lubrication of the wad did something on that round. I don't know, maybe tampered with the powder a bit. Couldn't tell you. Maybe using like a card wad instead might have helped. But I really thought concentrating the powder to the back of the case was gonna help it perform. Well, you live and you learn. That's why we test things, huh?